Hello, thank you for listening. This is the near death experience of Missy, and this experience occurred on January 14th of 2016 and was documented on September 24th of 2017. Open quote. I suddenly awoke. I was not in a dream state, but fully aware of where I was. I was standing in a desert type area that was golden and hazy. I was standing on the edge of heaven. I looked at what appeared to be a wall. It looked like the walls surrounding an earthly city, but I knew exactly where I was, and it wasn't earth or a dream. I was completely lucid. The gold and blue colors I saw in the experience is indescribable, like a turquoise color mixed with the bluest hues of the ocean and intertwined with gold. It was the most magnificent thing I have ever seen, and more importantly, I felt it. I stood there for what felt like forever. I felt no pain, worry, or fear. I had no feeling of looking back. During this time, I never thought of my children because I had no thought of anything other than about peace and beauty. I saw a person off in the distance, yet the presence was all around me. It was Jesus and God at the same time, enveloping me in a feeling of love and peace, a love and peace that just didn't exist until that point. As the golden flakes of sand stirred in an infinite swirl, there was no feeling of wind, hot or cold. I felt only comfort. I was completely undisturbed by the peaceful turbulence happening before my eyes. I suddenly had a thought or a feeling of want. I wanted to go inside the city. In a conscious thought, I was about to take a step when my deceased father and grandmother both said to me, "It's not your time. Not yet. You have to go back." I could see and hear them both in one voice and in their own voices together. It is hard to explain that one in earthly language. I said, "No, I want to stay here with you." They each placed a hand on my shoulder, and I looked into the eyes of Christ for a brief moment as he was suddenly there. He was not saying, but instilling in me the thought that everything will be okay and a feeling of we will meet again soon. Suddenly, I was awake on the operating table. I know I was talking because the nurse said to me, "I believe you. You're not the first to say things like that. I believe you." She continued to reassure me as I began to cry, realizing I was back in this miserable earthly life. The nurse wiped my tears and continued to reassure me. I just cried and kept saying, "I want to go back. I don't want to be here." She then asked me if I had children. Suddenly, I wanted to be here again. The feeling of peace, love, and beauty had made me forget my two boys, ages 23 and 16 at the time. I knew then why I had to come back and continue living, yet I also knew of the beauty waiting for me. It is so profound. I know that I can get through anything to get back there to heaven. This short narrative doesn't even come close to explaining my experience. There are not words to describe it, only the knowledge of knowing heaven is real, and I can't wait to go back when it is my time. End quote. What a magnificent story, Missy. Thank you. And being at the walls of heaven and knowing you're at the edge of heaven, um, I'm sure that I just can't even imagine. In your descriptions of the infinite swirl, the golden flakes of the sand, and then when you're ready to walk inside, suddenly your father, was it your father? Yes, your father and your grandmother appeared. And then Jesus was talking with you at the end. So I'm sure you'll never forget. There are some questions here. Question: at the time of your experience, was there an associated life-threatening event? Answer: surgery related while under general anesthesia. The medical notes stated that I went hypothermic And I think that's when I passed on. Rating your level of consciousness, answer, more conscious and alert than normal, free of any influences that alter or perceptions or meanings. There wasn't interference, stress, worry, pain, or any fear. It's the first time in my whole life or death that I had not felt fear or worry. Question, did time seem to speed up or slow down? Answer, everything happened at once. Nothing happened all at once. No, time lost all meaning, but there was a motion. Nothing happened all at once, but it felt like I was there for an eternity, not just a few minutes or like a dream where you gradually wake up. One moment I was in peace, and the next moment I was waking up in my body. Comparing your vision, I was only extremely worried about the surgery because I could have been paralyzed after having C5, C6 neck surgery. The last thing I remember was being lifted onto the table and in extreme pain, and then instantly they put the gas on my face. The next thing I know, I'm standing on the edge of heaven. Comparing your hearing, answer, it was different. I didn't really hear as much as I perceived. It was more like a thought implant of sorts. There were no mouths moving and no clear vision of my father or grandma. I just knew it was them. Time stood still. I guess in a way, a person on Earth would think it was a deafening silence, but it wasn't that way when I was there. There was a silence, yet there was a sound. The sound was love, and it was just all around me, in me, through me, and I was a part of it as well. It's very hard to explain. Question, what emotions did you feel during the experience? Answer, love, peace, and contentment. I don't know if I really felt content because I just was there. Maybe I say content now because it's in hindsight. Question, what importance did you place on your religious/spiritual life prior to your experience? Answer, greatly important to me. Question, what was your religion prior to your experience? Answer, Christian Protestant, Christian with a very strong faith. Question, have your religious practices changed since your experience? Answer, yes. I don't participate in so many church gatherings or traditional services, not to sound high and mighty. I just don't believe that many are at an awareness that I am at. I don't feel church is home anymore. It's kind of weird because I went to church my whole life. My boys were raised in the church, and my youngest goes to youth group on his own. I continue to remind him that he needs to do what is pleasing to God and not focus on the world's judgment and impressing everyone. It's not just words to me, it's the truth. Question, what is your religion now? Answer, Christian, Protestant, but I practice less organized religious events as they can't touch what I experienced. They don't even come close to the love and peace that truly exist. Teachings from the church don't seem necessary anymore because I just believe and my faith is unbreakable. Question, did your experience include features consistent with your earthly belief? Answer, content entirely consistent with the beliefs that I have. We are taught these things. Jesus will wipe the tears from your eyes. You will not worry or fear, no illness or pain. But this is mind-blowing to actually feel what the words say. It's true. It's all true. I'm not afraid to die, and if it happens again, I sure hope I'm allowed to stay. You know, they say our loved ones watch over us. I didn't for 1 second think of my loved ones, not my children, not Earth at all. I was happy to be where I was and didn't want to leave. I don't know if I would have come and visited my loved ones the way that we feel on Earth sometimes, that we get a visit in a dream, or when we need to see that reminder of Grandma, her favorite bird just perches itself on our window and kind of says hi. I'm not sure about that part. One thing I do know is that my grandma and my dad both were there. I knew it was them. I could kind of make out their faces, but it was more awareness than actual vision. It's so hard to explain. Question, during the experience, did you gain information about the existence of God? Answer, yes. I saw Jesus from a distance. He spoke to me, in a sense, more like a thought. He touched me, but I didn't feel a physical touch, only love. God was all around me. God really is love. That's all caps. Question: during your experience, did you gain information about love? Answer: yes. Love was, all caps, everywhere in a way that we just don't get on earth. It's a real understanding of love, and I cannot give it to anybody else as I don't feel that way now. I can remember the feeling, much like a child remembers being held by a parent in comfort, but it's just not the same as the love we share for each other as humans. It is everything and everywhere. Question: what life changes occurred in your life after your experience? Answer: slight changes in my life. I am less compassionate now because this life on earth that is hell for some of us, knowing there is an eternity of peace waiting. I am slightly fearful in living my earthly life because I worry and have anxiety. I used to fear death, like, what if everything they've taught us is not true? But always had hope. Now I have knowledge and know that it's all true. Heaven is a real place. Question: have your relationships changed specifically because of your experience? Answer: yes. I don't waste my time on any relationship that I have to ask why a person is the way they are or are not. I live my life the best way I can for me and for my family and to be as pleasing to God. I don't judge myself so harshly any longer either. I don't ask questions like, am I worthy of love, etc. I'm not so hard on myself anymore. That is a big change, actually, so thank you for asking that question. I've only just now realized that I am much more relaxed about the little things. I don't care about seeking out worldly stuff. I know the best is yet to come, and Jesus has my back. Question: was the experience difficult to express in words? Answer: yes. It's more emotion than anything, and there aren't words to fully express those peaceful emotions. Even more than the first time I held my children when they were born. It was the most beautiful place, multiplied by a gazillion. How accurately do you remember the experience? Answer: I remember this experience every day of my life and just can't wait to go back. Of course, I have feelings of wanting to watch my children marry and have a family, but I'm not worried if I don't get the opportunity. As a human, I mostly feel sad for them because they will mourn the loss of me while I rejoice in the love of heaven. Question: are there one or several parts of your experience that are especially meaningful or significant to you? Answer: the love and peace. There just aren't words to describe what true peace is because it's a feeling. It's like trying to explain the color blue to someone who has never had eyesight in their whole life. Unless you've experienced it, I can't explain it, not to its fullest meaning, but I do know to keep my eyes on the Lord and have faith. I believe that probably now, more than ever, even though my faith has always been strong, God took that little bit of doubt that I had and erased it. He let me know what no pain and no worry and pure love feels like. I do have something to live for, and that is death. Wow. Question: have you ever shared this experience with others? Answer: yes, probably about a month afterwards. People don't really seem to believe me and say it was a dream or something, but it wasn't. I'm okay with not being believed because I know what I experienced and I can't wait to experience it again. Question: did you have any knowledge of NDEs prior to your experience? Answer: uncertain. I watch movies like the Matt Damon one, the one about all the children that come back and paint all the same pictures of the man, Jesus, but never really put too much into it. I believe them now. And the funny thing is, those kids' pictures are Jesus. It's exactly what he looks like from that movie, Heaven is for Real. My oldest son just chalks it up to science and the way neuron synapses in the brain under anesthesia. My youngest son is a man of great faith. I don't think I've shared much of this, but I should, and now I will. He's ready. I would never want him to worry about me dying, so maybe I'll just wait until the perfect time. He's only 17, but now he's old enough. Question: what did you believe about the reality of your experience? Answer: experience is real. I know it was real, and this occurred in January of 2016. It's now September 2017, and I remember it all like it was yesterday. I can't grasp the feeling any longer, but I know it exists. The feeling of complete love and peace, I know it's there, but I don't experience it. I knew it the moment I woke up in the surgical room. I knew it when I was crying and the nurse wiped my eyes. I wanted to talk more to the nurse about why she believed me and who else and more, but I don't know who she was. I don't think she would remember me specifically, but I want to know more and share with others who have the same, who have felt the same. I want to hug them and see, if only for a brief moment, I can close my eyes and we can share what was put in us, between us. If I can get the peace and love back here on earth, I want it back so badly. Question: is there anything else you would like to add about your experience? Answer: I wish I could reproduce this feeling. Wow. End quote. Thank you, Missy. Your story was incredible and well told. We appreciate you sharing with us. And thank you out there for listening. I hope you have a great day.